live from reggae.com. Today, we are looking at the King's proposal. And we are we're looking at another whole aspect. But before we break it down, I just would like to invite you to listen to the King's proposal.
Long before I laid the foundations of the earth, before I stretched out the canopy of heaven, I was thinking of you, and I chose you to be the object of my love. Before you ever knew me, I knew you and I loved you from the first moment of your life. My love for you has existed before time itself, and it will continue when time is no more. You are worth so much to me. In all the universe which I created, you are my most treasured possession. There is none like you. I left my throne in heaven just to have you. Though I was king, I was not willing to remain as king if that meant not having you by my side. Oh, my beloved, I gave up everything to have you. I cast aside my crown and removed my robe of royalty. I became nothing more than a servant among men. Because you could not come to me, I came to you. I left heaven behind and came to earth just so I could be near you. Though I was rich, I became poor. Though I was strong, I became weak like mortal man. And I did this for you. The cost I paid was great, but I have no regrets. You are worth everything I gave. You are my darling. You are my pearl of great price. One glance from you, and I am ravished by the power of love. Don't think I came to redeem you because I pity you. No. I have done what I have done because I so greatly desire you. I did not pay the ultimate price because you are worthless. I gave it all because you are priceless. And now, I offer you a king's proposal. These are the things I will give to you, if only you will agree to become my eternal bride. I promise to take from you the heavy burdens of life and clothe you with garments of praise. Once you become mine, I will never cast you out or abandon you. You will be an orphan no more. I will never leave you or forsake you. You will have a home with me forever. And I will heal your broken heart, and my anointing will break every yoke that binds you. Instead of ashes, you will wear a beautiful garland of my grace, and I will anoint your head with the oil of health and joy. I have so many plans for you, beloved, and all of them are good. I know that sin robbed you of your beauty, but my love will restore you completely. Yes, the old things will disappear, and I will make all things new for you. You will become as lovely as the moon in a procession of stars, a reflection of my love. All of your life I have been drawing you to me with cords of love. I spoke tenderly to you, calling you to come to me. Now I want to sing over you my songs of deliverance. Once you come to know how deep my love for you truly is, you will live with confidence. My love for you is perfect, and perfect love will cast out all of your fear. If you should ever lose faith in me, I will never lose faith in you. When you fail, I will be there to help you. When you fall, I will carry you. The smallest sparrow looks to me for help. Won't I care for you as well? You're worth so much more to me. Your mind will rest in perfect peace, free at last from doubt and confusion, and nothing will be able to pry you from my arms, because I will hide you in the shelter of my love. You will nestle safely beneath my wings. Those who try to harm you will answer to me, and no plan that they form against you will succeed, because I will give you the keys of my kingdom. You yourself will have the authority of my name to open and close every door before you. From east to the west, from the north to the south, everything will be given into your hand. You can ask me anything, anything at all, and I will give it to you if it serves my ultimate will. Yes, go ahead and ask me, and I will even give you the nations as your inheritance. And you will rule over the powers of darkness, trampling them beneath your feet. Those who bless you, I will bless. But those who come against you shall surely fall. And I will write upon you a new name for all to see. You will be called the City of God, the New Jerusalem. Kings will come from the ends of the earth just to see your beauty. And they will bring their wealth to you from the far reaches of the earth. And there you will be, sitting upon my throne, and wearing the crown of my everlasting favor for all the world to see. Beloved, I have prepared a place for you in my Father's house. I want you to be where I am. We will walk together in the cool of the day, strolling arm in arm in the garden of God, in paradise restored. And and you will eat from the tree of life that is there. Can you trust the promises I make to you, my love? I am not a man that I should lie. I will watch over my word to perform it on your behalf. I will never change. I will always be the same. Yesterday, today, and forever. Oh, most beautiful one, my love, my dove, my beloved. If you will accept your king's proposal, all these great and precious promises will be yours. My bond is my word, and my covenant is sealed with my own blood, which was given to purchase you. I will love, honor, and cherish you all the days of your life. And I will be with you always, even to the end of the world. This is my proposal. What will you answer?
Oh my,
Hi. So you have just listened to the King's proposal, and now we want to break down the area that we are going to concentrate on today here on Celebrate Life, showing how you can celebrate every moment of every day. Wow. Well, the section we're looking at today, who was listening to yesterday's program? If you didn't, you've got to go back and look at it. Oh, it's talking about ravished by love. Today, this segment says, don't think I came to redeem you because I pitied you. I have done what I have done because I so greatly desire you. I did not pay the ultimate price because you are worthless. I gave it all because you are priceless. So today we're going to look at how do we become priceless? And that's the title for our show today, Priceless. Because becoming who you are, that is priceless, is finding your place in the whole scheme of things and embracing all the differences in order to become whole. Finding my place in the scheme of the whole thing. We do not become priceless unless we patch in with all the other persons who are different from us. It's about unity, but it is also about wholeness. I cannot become whole without the part that you supply. And so we are going to look today at how we become priceless and how we embrace the differences of those who are around us in our process to becoming priceless. Let's look at our 4 rules of Celebrate Life. They are: 1, know where you're going. 2, know your driver. 3, pay as you enter, not at the end. And 4, enjoy the ride. And as usual, we have to do the first 3 steps before we are able to do the final step, of enjoying the ride. So let's start with the first one, which says, know where you're going. organizing my time and money, realigning the use of my time and money according to God's priorities, making the connection of faith with life or death. Do you remember yesterday we spoke about making that connection of life and death? We spoke about the connecting point is the mouth. If I speak life, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Or if I speak death, then that's what I shall have. And the word says choose life or choose death. That's a connecting point. So what you speak is so very, very important. But outside of what I speak now, I have to now go and reorganize the two pivotal resources that we have. The Word of God says you choose God or Mammon. We did another program on that. But in this scenario that we all find ourselves, there are two limiting factors. One is time. We all have the same 24/7. Nobody has more time than anybody else. And it doesn't matter what your status is. It doesn't matter what your possessions are. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be mentally incapacitated or challenged in any area of life. You have the same time. And we did a program, we did a whole series of almost 40 odd days of time management, where we looked at how we need to manage our time in relationship to the relationship hierarchy, which was how we manage our time in relationship to our time with our Creator, our time with our family, and the breakdown within the family, our time with our purpose, our job, school, or calling, our time with our church or our spiritual family, our time with our community, our time with our nation, and our time in our interest in world events. Now, all of these need to have specific times that are different for each person as we are as we are motivated by the Spirit, right, within us, the Creator's Spirit within us. And as we align ourselves with those, which we sort of broke down very, very clearly, then we know exactly how we need to proceed. All right? So we need to look at those two factors, time and money. And it's not the amount of money you have, but it is not the amount of time that you have. It is how you utilize the money or the resources that you have and how you utilize the time that you have. Now I want to put time first, because time is our most valuable resource. It is the resource that decides whether we are going to patch into God's plan for us, as Jeremiah 29:11. I have a plan for you. One, not to harm you or to hurt you, but to give you a hope and a future, an expected end, and success and prosperity. I'm giving you three versions from three different translations, right? Hope and a future, expected end, success and prosperity. Which one you want to choose? I choose all of them, right? So that's what I shall have and continue to have as I continue to choose those things. So we have to understand this whole misteaching about, oh, I don't know why God doesn't hear you. You know, it is the providence of God and God is sovereign. All of those three statements are very often used incorrectly. Let me be not too controversial and say that. Because God is sovereign, but He also gives us a choice to make Him sovereign or not. So if He says, I heal all the time, and somebody is not healed, then clearly it has nothing to do with him. So don't say, I don't know why God does not heal in this situation. He heals all that come unto him in faith without doubt. So if he says that in one passage, how can we decide that there's a reason why he does not heal? It's our choice. Our choice to line up with the operations manual. And I keep telling people, you see the troubleshooting section in the back? It's called concordance. Look up for what you want. Faith, look up for faith. Healing, look up for healing. Love, look up for love. Joy, look up for joy. It's all there. All the answers. They are there in the troubleshooting section at the back of the operations manual. And I'm telling you, if you read it one time and you don't understand it, then read it again until you understand. But then understanding it is not just the issue. The issue is putting it into practice. You ever go into a manual, the TV not working, and you say, oh, troubleshooting section. Woo. All right, plug in X, Y, and Z. Yes, put the yellow to the yellow, the blue to the blue, and the red to the red. And you go back and you say, I know the answer. It says, put the yellow to the yellow, the blue to the blue, and the red to the red. You know them 3 things that you plug in to connect with sound and the video to this and whatever. All right. And he says, I have the answer. I knew the answer. But you sit down in front of the TV and say, turn on, because I know the answer. Put the yellow to the yellow, put the blue to the blue, put the red to the red. And you sit down and you do not take up the cord and put the blue to the blue, put the yellow to the yellow, and put the red to the red. It is that simple. It is that simple, because anybody can coordinate colors unless they are blind. All right. Simple. And I am not simplifying this thing. I'm just telling you how I found it out. Easy, cheesy, no problem. Right? So it's your decision as to whether you are going to read the operations manual, get the information, and put it into practice. Know where you're going. Reorganizing my time and money. Realigning my use, actual doing of time and money according to God's priorities. See them here again? All right. Make the connections of faith. Why I don't know I'm going to get over this financial thing. The country gone daddy. Why? That's a connection through fear into death. God has a plan for this country. His plan is to bless the whole of humankind through this country before God and all mankind. I pledge the loyalty of everything that I am, so that I can carry out his plan. And so we spoke about the importance of totally doing that exchange thing, giving all of who we are, all of what we have, all of our resources, and all of our time. And the thing about this exchange is, you want to talk about redeeming the time? I told you that we all have the same amount of time. But when you give that time to God, why, I don't know how he used some of that time. You know, things that I'm working on for 20 years. He does it in a second. So let's just understand. So come back.
Oh my eyes. Ooh,
segment. And in this segment, we did know where you're going, the first segment. This segment, we're going to look at know your driver and pay as you enter so that you can enjoy the ride. So we're into know your driver. He ever lives. You know who the driver is? Our creator. And he transmits the information to us through his book and by the living example of the Son, Jesus. So he ever lives to give gifts to men. You need to know who you're working for, not the one who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He ever lives to give gifts to men. And there's another passage that talks about the fact that we have been saved unto good works. Saved from what? The bad works unto good works. Right? And to our time and the choice or the ability to earn and the opportunity to expand the kingdom. Now, let me just back up because I didn't even understand what I wrote here. 1, ever lives to give gifts to men. 2, he spoke about what he gives us in Deuteronomy 8:18. He says, I have given you health. That's just one of the myriad of gifts that he has given us. I have given you health so that you can acquire wealth, so that you can expand the kingdom of God. So here we are looking at the same combination of time and resources. Health is all about time. So many people dying on timely deaths because they have not been able to embrace the divine health and the divine healing. Now, a lot of things that we talk about predestined, we are predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, which is the same image of him that he has placed in us at birth, and now we are predestined to be conformed back to that image through his Son. So that's how you get back to your original intent. That's what we call it rebirth, right? And he has now given you this health so that you can acquire wealth. You cannot acquire wealth without health. Because if you, in your state of ill health, acquire wealth, then you have to use all the wealth on your ill health, right? And there is one purpose for acquiring wealth, and just for the expansion of the kingdom of God. One purpose. Because as you expand the kingdom of God, you will also have the opportunity of being a channel, and whatever he flows through you as a channel, you get the benefit of. And clearly, what you have to give him in exchange for being a zero. Remember that program about being a zero? Whoa! Zero has exponential worth, because if you add zeros to anything, if you have a 9 and you add 0, it becomes 90, then it becomes 900, and then it goes on to 9 million and 900 million. Right? So zero has exponential value. The greatest value is in a zero that is behind God, because he already has so much value. And when you patch up behind him and add your zero, every time you add a zero, whoa, I like to add my zero after about 10 people are before me. So 10 zeros before me. So I like to mix up the zeros. That's the 100. No, not too big. 1,000 million. I like to add my own at the end. And so that gives me 100,000 million. Whatever. But the issue is that we need to understand the value of becoming zero or becoming a channel where we give everything. Because when we give everything, you know what you get availability to? Everything that he is. And so that is why it's so important to understand your driver, understand who is propelling you forward, understand the process, and it is all about passion and abandonment. And this is my little mascot, if you want to call it. You know, Zedwa Machita and the set today. Okay, we are still alive. Vase just fell off of my set, but that's wonderful. So here we have drying branches. How do you get ahead in the midst of dry branches? It is what I call abandonment and passion in the midst of dry places. That's how we move ahead. That's how we understand and know the plan that God has for us. Because it is always in the wilderness that you grow the most. And you are prepared for the flourishing of the desert. Right. So, what is our responsibility now? We need, boy, I have to read this back. It says, pay as you enter. Now, this is my response to knowing where I'm going, to know who the driver is, what he has provided for me. It says, it's all about passion and abundance. The connection between passion and abundance. We talk more. My passion to obey will determine the abundance I receive. My passion to obey will determine my abundance to receive. So, when we decide that we are going to go the way of our passion, and it's a choice, you know, it's a decision. It's a decision that we all have to take momentarily, meaning that every moment of every day we have those choices. Am I going to go the route of my passion in the midst of dryness? I'm going to share a story with you. But we're moving on at this time because the issue is that he is equally passionate about us. Remember yesterday's program talked about ravished by love, and that was consumed. He is consumed by his love for us. And if we can catch a fire, you know, get a little bit of that whole passion of being consumed by our love for him, then we have the assurance that we too will be able to embrace his abundance in the midst of the dry places. It's about expressing your passion. I want to add a few other things as we move ahead. One, timing. Immediate obedience brings immediate abundance. Delayed obedience brings delayed abundance. Now, there are a lot of people who are going to disagree with me. I obey immediately and I don't see the abundance. You need to understand spiritual timing, not meaning that it's going to take time to come down. I mean that you have been given the abundance as soon as you obey. Because not only has the abundance been just released, but you need to understand that that abundance has already taken place, meaning it has already been granted way before the foundations of the earth. So it's a done deal. So it is a done deal. Why are you behaving as if it is something to come? Once you understand the fact that the abundance has already, and this is what happens at the release, a sort of a revelation. then you start walking in it immediately, calling those things that are not as if they were. So if you know that you are going to be given a position of X, then you start dressing that way, talking that way, behaving that way, appearing, speaking, and behaving. That's how it is. How you adjust your walk, your physical situation to line up with what has already happened. That's how you know that you've got the revelation. That's how you know you've got the revelation. So the timing is very important. Immediate obedience, immediate abundance. And then you've got to walk in that abundance. You've got to speak it and you've got to appear as if you have had it. It's the evidence. You've got to show the evidence of things not seen. And the next one is the choices. We have to choose whether we are going to go with the blessing of obedience or the curses of disobedience. And that's another way you can use passion. You don't see it. You know you have obeyed. And so you start to manifest through your passion the blessings that you have not yet seen, but that you can actually experience and be a part of. Or that when we come back in the next segment. So come back.
Oh my eyes.
Hi, we're back. Yesterday I had my green drink. Today I have my bright orange. But this is actually called yellow. Remember, we need 5 servings of green a day to be totally nourished. We need 3 servings of yellow and 1 serving of red. And for my purposes, I use beetroot as my red because it's the most intense red that I can find. And then I use 2 carrot juices, 2 8-ounce carrot juices, and 1 yellow fruit. It could be a banana, it could be a pineapple, it could be mangoes for my yellow servings. And my greens are, oh my goodness, I have moringa powder, I have moringa capsules, I have soursop powder, I have soursop capsules, I have soursop, sometimes juice. For other greens, I have moringa leaves in my salad, I have moringa leaves in my shake, I have barley max in my shake, and you'll notice that there's a plethora of greens. The reason is we need 5 greens a day to get all our nutrition and to keep our blood strong, because the chlorophyll, it has the same molecular structure as the hemoglobin in our blood. Oh. So let me just take a little break and drink my carrot juice. Half of it in the next break, I'll eat the rest. So let's get into what we were talking about, which was, we spoke about timing, immediate obedience, immediate abundance, delayed obedience, delayed abundance, choices, the blessing of obedience or the curses of disobedience. Choice. It's nothing about anything that anybody puts on you. The devil made you do it, or God punishing you. God punishes on 2 occasions. And it's not even punishing. Only 1 occasion. You know, we have the great white throne judgment. This is God's 2 judgments. Great white throne judgment. And the judgment seat of Christ. Okay? And to be quite honest, it's not even punishment, it's just judgment. Because I am here to tell you that all of what we consider to be punishment is the results of our actions. And they are always mixed with mercy. Just sit down there. You have absolute reason. I don't know why God did this when we chose it. The state of our nation is a result of the choices we have made. Me and you, not just the bad guys. Because when good men do nothing, evil flourishes. So we all have a part to play in what's happening in our nation. So please don't think that X is responsible or they are responsible, because they are not. They are not. We all are part of the solution or part of the problem. So let's decide whether we are going to embrace the blessings of obedience on a personal, individual level, or we are going to embrace the curses of disobedience on an individual and communal level. This country is facing and suffering under the curses of disobedience. And it's not because the criminals or the government did that. It's because I did X and you did X. Nothing to do with what the other persons do. Because as we come together as a community, as a group, that is what has the effect. And remember what the operations manual said, look up into the concordance or the troubleshooting section, and it says, if, that's how you find them, if this and this happen, then this is going to be the result. If you obey these, just look into Deuteronomy 28, if you obey these, then these blessings shall follow you. And everybody's talking about, I'm blessed in the city, I'm blessed in the country. If are you following those things? And then over the other side it says, if you are following these activities, then the curse is going to follow you. And so I don't know why this has happened to me. It's there. If a curse does not come without a cause, and the cause is at all laid out in the operations manual. Remember, operations manual is to show you the solutions. This goes wrong, this is how you deal with it. That goes right, this is how you just service it and make sure that the piece of equipment is working right. So we need to understand everything is cause and effect. It's all about sowing and reaping, right? So we have all the solutions. So don't let anybody tell you says, I don't know what to do about crime. It's there if you want to know. I don't know what to do about poverty. It's there if you want to know. And who are the solutions? Those who profess to be a part of the body. We have and are all of the solutions. Because if we line up our lives, then He says He will heal our land. And so the only person we have to blame when our land is not healed are those of us who say we are part of the body. Enough said. Moving right along. We spoke about timing. We spoke about choices. We now look on to priorities. Seek first. The preparation of self for the enjoyment of the journey. Remember, our objective here is to celebrate the journey through the obedience to the first 3 steps. 1, knowing where you're going. 2, knowing your drive and capabilities. And 3, paying as you enter. At the beginning of the journey, you need to put in your part. And then it really is smooth sailing along from there. So if you have a bumpy ride, understand that you're trying to do it by yourself. Because anytime the bumpy ride with me, I know to just hop on. Remember the story about the moose and the elephant? He just run up the trunk and sit on top of the elephant. End of story. Do you remember the issue of suffering And Paul in stocks with all of these stripes. I mean, headache, backache, bellyache, pain, but not for long. Because in the midst of the suffering, of the dryness, there is abandonment to praise. And as we abandon ourselves to praise and to be thankful for life, for still being here, then the prison doors break open. And we are not just freeing ourselves, but we are the agents of bringing the preparation gospel of peace to all those we interact with. Wouldn't you like to do that? It's a choice. And the choice is making your priorities, seeking first the kingdom and what is right, regardless of the consequences. It's the issue of abandonment and passion that will bring immediate, tangible results. Priority. Seek first. And that's the preparation for the next segment, for when we come back. So, time flies when you're having fun. So come back.
Oh my.
Hi, we're back. And we are looking at how we should use our resources, or most important resources, because we want to become priceless. That's what we are looking at today. How to become priceless. And it has to do with reorganizing my time and my money. Knowing who my driver is. He ever lives to give gifts to me. Paying as you enter. What do you do? How do you pay? What is your responsibility? It's all about having passion and coming into obedience in the dry places, in the times of lack, in the times of great challenge, in the times of suffering, in the midst of the wilderness. We looked at Caleb, and we're going to look more at Caleb in the next program, and whoa, what a mad dog! And we will learn how to develop mad dog tenacity. Have you ever seen a mad dog? Dangerous. That's what we need to become. But let's finish today's program. How do we enjoy the ride once we know where we're going, know our driver, and then pay, putting our responsibility of making sure we obey the blessings and disobey the curses. Because obeying the blessing leads to abundance, and obeying the curses lead to just that, curses, which is lack. Right? So if you find yourself in a position of lack, then you need to know how to come into. And we need to understand the eyes and the vision of faith. Vision that takes us to the place that even when we do not see with our physical eyes, we see clearly with the eyes of faith. And we are willing to step out and appear, speak, and act. Because we have embraced the promise. Calling those things that are not. Acting in those capacities until we see. And this is a word to a lot of preachers, teachers. Instead of spending your whole sermon talking about what is wrong with the country and what is wrong with the church and what is wrong with everything, we could just say ditto in 2 minutes and spend the rest of the sermon talking about how God has already fixed it and what He wants for us in order to be able to embrace and live out what He wants us to live out. So, we looked at our part and the timing, immediate obedience, immediate abundance, delayed obedience, delayed abundance, the choices we make to embrace the blessings or the curses, the priority, seeking first. We all have our things that are important and urgent, but the most important thing is not the urgent, it is the seeking first and prioritizing what God wants you to do. Then He will deal with all the other stuff. Now, why is this seeking first important? Because it is a preparation of the self for the enjoyment of the journey. Opening the door to all of God's reserves. Setting our life direction where we are blessed continuously to be a blessing. What a joy to share this blessing that we have received with all around 24/7. Whenever you are stressed in any way, it's an indication that your spirit is not aligned with God's spirit. And so we need to bring our spirit into alignment with God's spirit so that we now are flowing in the same direction. And there's synergy, there is confluence, congruence. Everything is coming together to flow in the same direction. The two spirits. And it's one spirit, But, it's not hard to explain it. The spirit He has put into us is His spirit. When we are not operating according to that spirit, then there's stress. But when we line up back our action and our soulish realm, that of the emotions and the relationships with the spirit that has been placed within us, all is peace. All is shalom. Everything is in perfect, upright order. And nothing is missing, nothing is broken. Living like that is just wonderful. And it is not just possible, but so many people, so many of us enjoy it. And it's all about recognizing our nothingness, zero, and then being able, out of our nothingness, to embrace His everythingness. All right? I don't care about the proper grammar and English of this. It's how I see it, and it's how I experience it. So, we need to share this blessing to those around 24/7. And aligning yourself to come back into where you need to be to become priceless has to do with our use of all our resources, but specifically our time. And I want to end with the time because, yesterday I had an invitation to a really nice birthday party. And when my drive came for me, I was in the middle of doing a survey for a marketing company. They had sent out surveyors on the road. And they couldn't wait on me. And I just said, no problem, bye. Right, I'm finishing the survey because, everybody who comes into my sphere of influence, into my eyesight, into my home, into my space, anybody who I even see, I am supposed to influence them. So if it is somebody I'm driving down the road and I see a situation over there and they don't see me, I have a responsibility to everything I see. So I see a situation and I have got to now speak into that situation. There are times I'm going down the road and I see something about to happen. I will see somebody approaching a person to grab their phone or their bag, and I will say, in Jesus' name. And all of a sudden they trip and fall down. Or the person just turn and go across the road. You understand the influence that we have? So everything we see, we need to respond in the spirit to it. Everything we hear, we need to respond. So you are going along and you hear a whole volley of nastiness. You know, somebody just think they are communicating, you know, and they're just our responsibility is to cut it down, to dig it up, to root it out, and to speak positive into that life. You know, my previous reaction used to be, I hate these people. They're assaulting the ears and getting angry about it. When I have the power, not only do I speak blessing over that mouth, and I call that mouth a mighty man of God, calling those things that are not. And every time I have opportunity to speak to people like that, especially those who are cussing each other at the stoplight because somebody else come and get their money or wipe off the glass, I said, come here. I said, you are a mighty man of God. Of course, he look at me and say, this one is a mad one. Because he know he ain't no mighty man of God. I said, come here. You are a mighty man of God. That's not, that should not come out of your mouth. You know, you're made in the image of God. You're Jesus Christ's brother. And he's just wanting to empower you with all of his characteristics. Did you know that? Look at your physique. Wow. We need to understand that we have a responsibility to impact everything we see, impact everything we hear, and clearly impact ourselves by what we say, because that's the only impact that really has on you first and then empowering you to be one who's going to impact. That's how we become priceless, because then we now become a channel of the priceless one, the real priceless one. You know, and it is, as I always say, by osmosis, it filters down when you're having your time in the closet. Closeted with him. I watched a story about this lady who was told by God to take her jacket off. What does she do? And put it over her head. And as she did that, he says, now speak to me out of the recesses of your heart. What is your desire? Her son was in a coma on a bed for months. And she put the thing over her head, and she says, as I closet myself with you, I want my son to recover totally. He was a young boy, and he couldn't see, couldn't hear. His brain was totally damaged, smashed up in a car accident, and actually died. And I want him to be just totally endued with your goodness. And you know what God did out of that request? Took him to heaven and downloaded into his brain that was all mashed up the word of God from Genesis to Revelation. That child came back alive months later and was only able to write, and could write everything in the word of God. And after that, eventually regained his speech and was able to regurgitate everything in the word of God. So I want to make you aware that we live in a supernatural realm, and you can either embrace it or reject it. So as we look at becoming priceless, it's about allowing the priceless one to flow through us as we become a channel. And then we will be able to fulfill our destiny, to be part of the solution for this country, for your bondages first, then for the bondages of your family, for your organization, for your community, for your nation, and for the whole wide world. See you tomorrow as we look at another part of the King's proposal on Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. See you tomorrow for another exciting, empowering show.
Oh my.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.